Honorable Men Discord, beware of dining at Texas Roadhouse. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, you heard me correctly. Beware of eating at Texas Roadhouse. And I'll be honest with you, I think it's beyond just Texas Roadhouse, but it's Texas Roadhouse and some of its employees allegedly are part of a online group, online chat, and they disclose that when it comes to black and brown patrons, black and brown customers, they violate their food. They do all types of things with their food. All right, so I have a few things queued up, and then I'll talk about it as I go along. So let's get into it.
Roadhouse is facing backlash today for their servers allegedly being participants in a racist Facebook group with almost 400,000 group members in this group who all admit that they do horrible, disgusting things to black patrons' food. Let's talk about it. Now, this story, it's alleged. A lot of people online have been trying to verify it all day, and the original post has been taken down. A woman who was in the group screenshotted it and posted it, and that has been deleted, and people can't find this group. But I do want to talk about what it provoked for me today. There are clearly well-documented incidents of racism happening in our society. And it got me to thinking of the term racial gaslighting. And racial gaslighting is exactly how it sounds. When a black person accurately describes the racism that they experience, and a person or system denies that racism has taken place. That happens all of the time. Like, I will call out racism every time I see it. And here on this page and here on my platform, I like to talk about things that are happening in the news, in our society, and explain clinically how they make sense, explain the psychology behind these actions. And racism is often one of the things that comes up. And my DMs are filled with people calling me like, all you do is play the race card and you're just gonna be a victim forever. That's racial gaslighting, because you're not honoring that there's a real lived experience of a black person experiencing racism. You instead are saying it doesn't happen, you're just playing the race card and or playing the victim, minimizing and dismissing their real lived experience. Racism actually has a chance to not be relevant. It's real. Like, we could actually live in a society without racism. But we first have to listen to the people who experience it. We first have to listen to the lived experiences of the black people who are experiencing racism, instead of choosing your own comfort by denying that these black people actually do experience racism. If we can take that step, then we are taking a significant step towards healing. So when you hear someone explain that they've experienced racism, try listening. Now, it might make you uncomfortable, but you have to deal with that uncomfort, because when you deny that it's happened, you're doing it because you don't want to face the reality that some people live in a different world than you, but you are also engaging in racial gaslighting.
I'm going to stop it there. I appreciate his professional take on this, but I don't want to play his entire video because I don't want to make this about him. All right, I want to stick to what this is about. This is about Texas Roadhouse, and I'm sure he's gonna segue to it, but I don't want to just sit here and play his whole video. Now, I'm glad he put the term to it. It's definitely gaslighting, because I experience this when I'm covering certain content within the comment section, not necessarily of my material, but of other people's material. What I do believe is going on is, it's not so much that they think that the racism that some black people speak of doesn't exist. I think it's more so that they really don't care. They don't care that exists. They don't want to hear from us. There's a group of people in this society, not all people. There's a group of people in the society that don't care for black people, black and brown people. They don't care about whatever hardships you're going through. They don't care to understand it. They don't want to hear you speak. They don't even want you next to them. They don't want you in their communities. They don't want to do business with you. And black and brown people, this is nothing new. You do understand this, right? I hope all of us are on the same page with what I just said. There's even those that don't even want us to purchase their items. And that's been going on since I was a teenager. There's actually some people that don't even want our business. All right. So it's just going to always be a form of gaslighting when black people speak about something, because they look at it like get over it. There is no getting over it when it's ongoing. You know, when you talk slavery, they gaslight you on slavery, like, oh, here you go again. They throw their arms up in the air, so to speak. But yet people are being hung from trees down south, Mississippi, North Carolina. But then when you speak about racism still existing in this country, it's one of those, oh, you're racist. They turn it around and say that you're racist for bringing up racial topics that exist not because of your own doing, because of what you hear in the news, what comes across social media. It's either these things are fake or they're not. It's either they're fake news or it's real news. It's either it's propaganda or it's legitimate. And it's not propaganda. These things are really taking place down south, right? So this right here, allegedly, you see how he mentioned that the page no longer exists. That's okay because it's already stamped. It's already stamped. It's already out there. People are reacting to this. And if you don't know how to cook, this is the time to learn how to cook, gentlemen. This is the time to learn how to cook. If you're a woman watching this, this is the time to learn how to cook. I myself, you know, like many others, get caught up in a work schedule and I'm always eating out and about. But there's certain places that you do not want to sit down and eat because they may not let it be known that they don't care for you to be in their establishment. But clearly these things are taking place. And it's just, you know, it's disheartening, but it's the reality of this life and the life that we live. All right, we can pretend like it doesn't exist, but just know that if it's happening here, what other places is it happening? What other establishment is things like this happening?
My God, today, Texas Roadhouse? You mean to tell me that you guys didn't know about a 600,000 member secret chat room on Facebook Messenger? It was a secret group that was talking about how they treat black and brown customers in these restaurants. Look, there was several restaurants that were mentioned. I did a little internet search just maybe for 5 or 10 minutes, and it disgusted me. Look, I've been a chef for over 20 years, and I don't work in these big franchise corporate restaurants because, number one, big money don't come clean, and clean money don't come big. And a lot of these local restaurants that we don't want to go into because they're not Texas Roadhouse and they don't have these good rolls. Can you believe what I read? These people were talking about licking their fingers and grabbing the rolls, spitting in their food if they're black and brown. Folks, I'm going to tell you, racism runs rampant in these huge franchise restaurants, and there's only one way to combat it. Eat local. Eat mom and pops. Stop going to these huge franchise restaurants that are owned by Darden Industries. Just stop going. My God, today.
Unfortunately, even if you eat local, if the establishment is filled with workers that are not fond of black and brown, the same thing will happen. I don't care if it's a local diner, the same thing will happen. Your only way around this is the small town diner where the grill, you can sit at the counter and watch the cook make your meal. When we're talking about diners. But as long as the equipment and the stove and everything is in the back where you can't see what's going on, it's all a gamble. Which is why just learn how to cook. Slowly but surely segue out of eating out. It's going to be better for you anyway, for your overall health. But just hearing this is this, it grosses you out. It makes you wonder. I would be, at this point in time, it wouldn't matter where I sit down now, whether it be Applebee's, because I've never been to Texas Roadhouse, but I go to Applebee's, I go to IHOP. Are these things happening there? And if these things are happening there, I think the employees are smart enough not to put those type of things in a group forum for the world to see. But again, another brazen act from a collective few. They do it because they know nothing's going to happen. The system's been designed to protect them and cover them. How brazen is that to talk about that in an open forum? What do you think's going to become of those employees? I say nothing's going to happen to them. Absolutely nothing.
Everybody's talking about this Texas Roadhouse group chat and how come Texas Roadhouse didn't know about it. But my thing is, why didn't Facebook flag the group? It's kind of like everybody's in on it. For it to have that many members and the page was just still up and running, like y'all were okay with that. So everybody's talking about this Texas Roadhouse group chat and how come Texas Roadhouse.
Short video. Moving along.
Over the internet, I've seen people post this screenshot alleging that there is a Facebook group with over 400K food service workers saying that if they see a group of majority black diners, they will spit and do whatever else to tamper with those people's food. And Texas Roadhouse workers were the main culprits being brought up, and it got so bad that Texas Roadhouse had to release 2 separate statements regarding it. And in Texas Roadhouse statements, they pretty much said they haven't found anything viable with this, and they think it's pretty much just a hoax. And look, I have to agree with Texas Roadhouse because I have scoured TikTok and the rest of the internet looking for proof that this group exists, and I have yet to find anything tangible yet. I even went to the original creator that started this whole thing looking for proof, and she doesn't even have proof that this thing actually exists. And look, I'm not saying that this doesn't exist because you can literally look up 1,000 videos right now of people caught on camera tampering with people's food. But this specific post just has to be someone trolling. And if y'all have proof that this group exists, can y'all tag me in it so I can make a follow-up video? So all over the internet, I've seen people post.
All right, so there is a possibility this is a disgruntled employee that maybe got fired from Texas Roadhouse, and because this is genius, you know. In order to sabotage the entire franchise, they make this as a hoax. But regardless of the fact, once you put that out there, I'm not sitting down at Texas Roadhouse. I'm sorry. If this is a hoax, that person was successful. Because just seeing this online and the details as to how they go about tampering with people's meal, that's all I need to see. I'm not sitting down at a Texas Roadhouse. You could believe me when I say that. All right. And it is going to affect how I view other establishments. Again, this would make me change the way I deal with establishments. I would go into a diner, and if I can't see the actual grill, then that's not the diner that I'm going to choose to eat at. I will, alternatives to something like this, hibachi places. I want you to cook the food right in front of me. There's ways around this if you feel uncomfortable with hearing this information that I'm sharing. Again, diners with the grill right there and hibachi places. If you know of any other places that operate where you can actually see the kitchen, let me know. But that's the only 2 things I can think of right now. But moving along.
Sticking y'all fingers and spitting in people's food so that little extra glaze on the rolls wasn't butter. See, I'm the type of person that like to do some investigating before I let my emotions take over and become outraged about something. So I did some digging. So the Facebook group does exist. A young lady by the name of Nancy Smith thought she was flexing by disclosing this information. It's crazy. Like, what type of person do you have to be to do something like this unprovoked? Like, nobody's bothering you. People are coming into your establishment to eat like anybody else, and this is what you do? In Texas Roadhouse, this is a horrible way to respond. You basically posted like an Instagram story. Like, where's your CEO? Y'all sticking y'all fingers and...
They don't care. They're not spending dollars on convincing black people that they are worthy establishment to do business in. They don't care about your business. This is what I'm trying to say. In the grand scheme of things, they don't care about your business. They're not begging for your business. They're not. They really don't want you in there. All right. I've seen videos of outside of when we're talking about dining. I've seen videos of a gentleman, an older gentleman at that, was denied access to, I think it was Louis Vuitton store, and allegedly he's gone there before, but for some reason security was giving him a hard time and had him standing outside. Then I saw another video where people were sitting down, and the waitress, I guess, got a manager because she claims that the patrons smelt like they were that they used drugs before entering the establishment, and so the manager was asking them to leave off of a smell. Now, listen, I'm not saying restaurants don't have the right to ask people to leave if they feel as though, I guess, their hygiene or what have you is disruptive. But at the very forefront of it all, they don't really want you in the establishment. Now, you can say it's a reach to assume other establishments might be doing things like this, but I'm not going to be naive as to think it's not happening at other establishments. Again, the takeaway from this is, what will your alternative be once hearing this information? Will you treat it as a hoax, or will you treat it seriously and say to yourself, I'm going to start eating less outside unless I could actually see the person cooking my food? That choice is up to you. All I can do is present this information that I came across, and the rest is up to you, you and your family, and how you choose to navigate this. But for me, Texas Roadhouse, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what's your thoughts on all of this? As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, stay honorable.